Good morning. I wish I had a more interesting intro than good morning, but that's what I've got because what matters is what is in the cards. Um, it's been an interesting few days with the coronavirus. You know what? I think that we need to take these things seriously. I wish that people were as diligent when they have colds and flus because colds and flus kill so many people through the year. Not to downplay what's going on with this, but you know, we need to look out for each other. And you know what? Maybe it's really a real blessing that we have become more disconnected from each other. And if you don't become one of the crazy people that are out hoarding toilet paper, you know, and we can evolve from this, right? And think, you know what? A lot of us are in isolation now, like the Italians. The Italians, I've been looking at Facebook, and we have neighbors from Italy. And what a great example. Like, they're still trapped in their house, but they're out singing in their balconies, and, they're connecting with each other in maybe ways that they never did before. So, I mean, let's make the best of this, and maybe this will make us more human. We'll see. But anyway, I digress. Take a look at, I did a Celtic cross spread for each of the horoscope signs, and that was a really interesting process for me. Each one was so different. And so check those out. What I did was I just did a very short video to show the spread, and then I did a fairly lengthy write-up. I mean, it's 10 cards in there, so a lengthy write-up for each one. I will be also doing the cusps. I think I'm going to change my style up for that because while the Celtic cross was really nice and I like the idea of it, I found it just kind of restrictive. I don't know. Maybe that is my Aries Taurus cusp nature. I don't know why I can't talk today, but it is what it is, and I think I'll be doing the cusps maybe even tomorrow. But I'm going to be much more intuitive with the cusps. I mean, we're more complex too, right? So you can check those out in the next few days. Those I will probably just do in video style, maybe like 10-15 minutes. And not for the week, not for the month. I think I'm just going to do them by season because, the official spring season is in a few days, and so we'll embrace that. It's my favorite season. Of course, being an Aries Taurus, I am a spring person. All right, so what have we got going on for the collective for this week before spring? Ooh, passion, fire. While this light is beautiful, it does make it hard to see the cards. Okay. And let's see if we've got one more. What's going on with the collective today? Ooh. Passion and breath. Fire and forest. Those two things don't often go together so well. It's interesting because a lot of my oracle cards have been two sides of a coin. I'm just wondering. Okay. And on the bottom, I'll take it. Spirit says take it. Shaman. This is really interesting. Ancient healing wisdom. Especially as we're coming, I looked that up in the book, as we're dealing with this coronavirus. Once again, like where we are in Canada, we are very, I am not First Nations, I am very Nordic, but my son is half First Nations, and we live in a community where we just have this lovely relationship with our First Nations neighbors and friends and brothers and sisters. It's a wonderful culture if you don't know it. And not one to be overly romanticized because the purity of what it is beautiful, but their healing energy is amazing. So this says, the deep compassionate eyes of this Native American shaman Uh, Portrays the wisdom of one who has seen and who knows. He has witnessed visions, spirits, suffering, and joy, and knows that everything that exists has spirit's intention behind it. Able to travel beyond the veil of ordinary reality, the shaman's primary assignment is to discern and maintain the balance between what his human community takes from the natural world and what it gives back. This is very interesting because this is a lot of the discourse around the coronavirus right now. When this relationship of what we take from the natural world and what we give back is out of balance, the shaman must do whatever is necessary to restore it. Balance equals healing. Interesting. The shaman lives his life in ceremony and treats everything with reverence, including the great mystery of death and the even greater mystery of life. He works with his spirit helpers, including his ancestral spirits, to help him in his service to his people and to Mother Earth, providing a liaison between the spiritual and physical worlds. Charged with relieving suffering as one of his priorities, the shaman does so by first always tending to the spiritual wound, the source of all illness. The healing powers have been passed along over the millennia from the ancient ones who knew the healing and curative powers of spirit. Okay, that is really interesting. You know what? I'm going to just take a picture of this instead of reading out the whole thing, because the whole thing is super interesting, and I will try to put that below somehow, or else I'll retype it for you. So we have passion, we have fire, we have forest, and then we have shaman. So then while I was reading that, Spirit just said to me, you know what, things like the coronavirus, it forces everything to shut down and reset, which is what a fire does. You know, oh gosh. So in the forest, like a few years ago, like we have a lot of forest here. And a few years ago, our whole northern forest was on fire. Like the whole forest was on fire. And we couldn't even go outside here. We were quite a bit north or south of where the fires were, but there was no sun because of the fire, the smoke, and we couldn't even really go outside because, you know, it was dangerous to breathe in all that smoke, let alone for the poor people that lived there. There was evacuations, people were dying, losing their homes, but the elders, the native elders, said, no, this is the earth cleaning itself, and watch that in the next years, the new forest, especially new, like deciduous forest, like spruce trees and jack pines, like what we have in our north, mostly, they only grow, like new seeds can only grow with, oh, this is really interesting. New seeds can only grow from fire, because they have acorns, and it's only a fire that can pop those acorns and have those seeds grow. Otherwise they just become compost on the floor. They need a fire to grow and to become and to have new life in the forest and to breathe. So consider this a time of cleansing. Although, I mean, for the families who are like losing people, this doesn't seem like cleansing, and so our prayers are with you, and we hope that nobody else has to pass from this. But hopefully the greater good is that people can now be safer and to reconnect with who they are. But I'm going to type out what it says for the shaman in the comment section, or in my write-up for this. So make sure to read that, because I think that of this reading, this is probably the most important part. And I mean, that's so interesting. And so I chose the Crow Tarot. Crows are like ravens. They are spirit beings. Sorry, Spirit's just telling me something. Okay, I think that we're going to see some maybe tower moments, because this is just telling me that in relationships sometimes you need a fire. That whoever's listening to this is maybe has been trying to keep a fire out, and needs to let it burn, or like just needs a clearing. Honestly, like if you are listening to this, I mean, it's not like I have 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 people looking at this. There's not very many. If you're here, I can't help but think you're meant to be here. So read that before and maybe after this reading. I can't help but think it's super, super, super important. So what's going on for the collective in this? Okay. 1, 2, and a knight. So we have a raven, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. So we have a new beginning, and holding on to what you got, and proceeding quickly. I can't help but think that there's a lot of different messages. Where's the book for this? I mean, I'm just going to refer to the book for this real quick, just because it does have some different meanings. So please be patient with me in this video. I'm guessing this one's going to be a little bit longer, but I don't care. Ace of Pentacles. Sorry. I mean, sometimes I feel rushed. If you don't like it, slide through, okay? There we go. Knight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Okay. So in this deck, the Ace of Pentacles represents a time of clarity and the ability to manifest your desires. Stay fixed on what you want to achieve. So again, this almost refers to a forest fire cleansing situation that, you know, because in the description it talks about how she has flown above the clouds, flown above the smoke to get a new perspective on everything. And she, with this new perspective, she can see what she needs to do to begin her journey towards what we know as the Ten of Pentacles. But in that, you know, there is a tendency to hold on to what you got. This is also a card of juggling. And I mean, that 8 is very prominent in this. So that isn't, it's not an 8, it's an infinity symbol. I mean, it almost looks like she's climbing uphill and going against the wind. Like the wind is flying into her wings. So I have my little white kitty here who seems like she really wants a lot of attention. Yeah, her name is Courtney Love. And that's kind of weird because she never really likes a lot of attention. All right, so, okay. I'm just going to put those back and see because that was the Sun and the Knight of Wands, or the Eight of Wands, but we'll just see if they're meant to come out. See, like they're coming out and I haven't been asking. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, well, I'm going to take them just because they seem to be insistent. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the High Priestess. So, you know, I'm just going to see. I feel like there's a story developing here, and I don't really want to talk about it. Spirit's just telling me that there's more to say. On the bottom is the Five of Cups. Notice how much forest really there is in this deck to go with our oracle card here of forest and taking a breath. Breathing. Breathing is a cleansing breath. Breathing is also the issue at hand with the coronavirus. So what's going on? Sense of urgency of moving forward and working hard for love with the high priestess is what I'm getting, right? Okay, so let's clarify what's going on here. Okay, let's just get a clarification on that story. Let's get a whoa, I mean, holy man. Like, do I take all of these or do I just take the top one? And one's upside down. I don't usually take upside down. Okay, I'm just going to take these two just because there's just so much going on. I'm going to take that one upside down though because when they keep flying out, if they're meant to come out, they will. But we have death and the Three of Wands. In reverse. So maybe, you want to cross over to the other side. You're looking at the other side, but maybe, you are not sure. Because death, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think that they have a lot more to tell me, so buckle up. I'm just trying to 8 of Wands, 7, 5. Just because I don't. Okay, yeah. Okay. So this one in reverse is a setback. Either that or you're vacillating between going and not going. But we have a death card here. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. And there's the Tower. Just come. I didn't even shuffle. It just came out. Okay. We got some shit hitting the fan. I think we've got a fire going on here. Because I got some. Wow. I mean, they're just popping out. Pentacles and Wands. So the 7 of Wands. Just trying to see the big picture. Okay, what else is going on in this story? What's going on for the collective? What's in the story? Okay. Like, we got a lot of contrary things going on here. Okay, so let's clarify. And it comes under the Lover's spot. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to quickly go into this Romance Angels deck. It's almost like there's so much going on that in my head. It's like these cards. It's just like all over the place. And what's going on? Like, see, like... Okay, so we got attraction. So, I mean, we've got this beautiful card. I love this card. For many reasons, but, I mean, it's such a pretty card. I wish the light was more even, but... So, clarifying that, I got very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now, which talks about this 3 of Wands. And then the next one is attraction. Just going to look for one more. This is telling me that you have not maybe connected with this other person. A lot of this might be in your mind or their mind. This might be another person thinking about you or you thinking about another person. There's a ton of stuff going on here. It just says to let go of control issues and to let this situation unfold as it should, which is really interesting because actually sometimes you worry because it seems like you can always be pulling out the same the same three cards or the same few cards, but these ones I haven't pulled out before. So this is really interesting. How much time have we spent? 20 minutes. All right, well, let's get some clarification on what's going on with the Lovers and the Two of Cups. We're already told that one of these people is a High Priestess. So she walks between heaven and earth. Like the shaman. And she come out right underneath him where I need to take a picture of that. Okay. Interesting. So Spirit says that one of you is the shaman and the other one is the High Priestess. Interesting. Okay. What else can you tell us about these two? What's going on? So for one or both of you, shit is kind of hitting the fan. You're trying to stamp out these fires, right? Like there's fires all over. And this one says passion, so that indicates Lovers and Two of Cups. Which in this deck is especially about lovers coming together, right? So we have somebody wanting to start out on a journey of success. And, holding on to these two pentacles, which can happen at the beginning of a journey. You know what? You just think about a kid and they just get a job, or you just start giving them an allowance. And at first they think, oh, I've got this huge I've got this money and I can buy everything. And then they go out and then their money's gone and they realize, oh, right? Like in their enthusiasm for this new thing, it's like, oh shit, I spent all my money. And then they get really super tight with their money, right? And suddenly, and so I can't help but think that this reading might be for the masculine, because then we have somebody wanting to make an offer, but they only have two pentacles, right? Like they're wanting to make an offer, but they don't feel like they have enough. So they're really working hard, keeping in mind that they have somebody that they're thinking of, but she is a freaking High Priestess. Okay? Now, he might be a shaman, but shamans are like priests. They're often very rich in their life, but pentacle poor. You know what I mean? Like they don't have a lot of earthly possessions. It's not who they are. Their job on earth isn't to collect pentacles. Their job on earth is to heal other people, and they live from the offerings of others, right? Like if you receive blessing and healing from a shaman, here too, if you go to a shaman or if you go to even an elder for advice, you are expected to provide them with tobacco and with an offering of some kind. And right now, I know that on the reserves here, our friends are on Facebook and they're out hunting. The young men are out hunting, and they've harvested a few good animals. And the young men, it's a really beautiful thing. These young men are cutting up this meat and delivering it to the elders, who are maybe scared to go out or scared to go to the grocery stores or whatever. And even if they do, there's been so much hoarding that even a lot of these elders are going to grocery stores and there's nothing there. And a lot of our seniors don't have a lot of money that they can afford to hoard. So the young men have been looking after them. I'm not sure why I went off on that. Okay, but anyway. Oh yeah, okay, so the shaman, they're not pentacle rich. This guy may be coming from a situation, I'm going to ask, this guy might be coming from a situation where he expects his woman to want pentacles. That She's interested in his pentacles. She's not interested in his gifts. So then we have this death card. And I want to go forward, but I'm scared to go forward. He might still be stuck in a relationship or in a job or whatever. You might be. But, I mean, you've been trying to keep this fire out. Right? You've been patching up your tower. You know, you've been standing up at the top of that tower, looking at what everybody's doing down there. I'm going to look this up. But you can't, I mean, inevitably, and you've always known that this is going to all come crashing down. You've just been patching things up to kind of prevent that, right? Because even though we can see something happening, doesn't mean that we're anxious for that to happen. Jeez. There we are. Okay, 7 of Wands. Yeah, so the crow is trying to defend his territory. And these guys are trying to knock him down and take his spot. So you see it is a little bit different situation. Oh. Okay, so it's just like this card is telling you, stay confident. You're at the top for a reason. All this is crumbling down. Okay, so crows often, you know what, when things come crumbling down or when something's died, then you'll see all the crows come in, right? You know, but the 6 of Wands showed itself up too, but I didn't take it, but just because I don't know, maybe I should have taken it, but it'll come out if it needed to. But it was just kind of giving me the indication that people are watching what's going on. I'm not taking these because I'm not asking a question. But now I'm going to ask a question. What the heck is going on with this guy? Oh. Okay, so he's looking for... this is a 2 of Wands. And in this deck especially, that is another partnership. That is, those 2 crows are working together to hold up the world. Which Spirit says to me is also that they're a divine couple meant to be together. Shaman and High Priestess to form a 10 of Cups relationship. But I want to know what's in the background. What happened previous to this? What's going on previous to this? At the bottom of this other deck, all of a sudden I see Purification. Rain, and it's a forest. Rain in a forest. So I'm just going to throw that here. Because I just asked what happened in the background. And then I looked at the bottom of this deck and it showed rain with Purification. So what is this? What died? What has come crashing down? This is really getting to be long. What died? What's come? Whoa. Okay. There we go. Come out again. See, if it's needing to, it's needing to. 6 of Wands. So, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to pull out, see what else comes. What died? What come crashing down? It just showed me the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. It says take it. What died? So I just asked what died, and this literally flew like right up. So lots of times this is a wedding. Well, usually like we look at this, oh yay, there's a wedding coming up. But when I asked what's come crashing down, it's a marriage. Everybody's looking. Yeah, and these ones popped out too. So we have a Knight of Wands, a 5 of Swords, and a Wheel of Fortune. So what's come crashing down? Everybody's watching the Emperor. His marriage is falling apart. He's running away. He wants to run away. See the speed? He's just putting his head down and he's running. And it looks like he's like escaping, right? He's cutting his losses and he's taking what he can. It's the season. The Spirit just said to me it's a season of reason. Okay, like I have almost a whole deck out here. Okay, Spirit, let's wrap this up. What are we looking at for future? I mean, this is such an interesting story. Like, this is just like Pride and Prejudice, you know? Like, oh no, this, okay. Will Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth ever get together? Right? Okay, well, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, what's going on then? The season's turned. Click. New season. And we're coming up to a new season, like literally. And we've got another Page of Swords. Click. We're going for it. We're going against the wind. We're taking what we want. We have new ideas. We're going to cut through the bullshit and fly. This is all masculine. It's all masculine. Yep. He's moving on. He's moving forward. He's crossing over. No regrets. I mean, in the traditional deck, there is regrets. I mean, of course, he's going to look back. And, okay, what's happening? The season's turned. What's current? What's current? What's current? For the collective. Whoa. If it's meant to come out, it will. What's current for the collective? I mean, this is a really interesting story. Got a lot of cards here. Like a crazy amount of cards. What's current? What's going on? You know, coming up to spring. Wow, for the collective. Oh, don't do that. Okay, now normally the Four of Cups, there's a guy sitting under the tree and he's got 3 spilled cups and the universe is trying to bring him a cup and he's like, no, not even. But this card is like, this crow has accepted his spilled cups and he's looking for his blessing. See, he's looking at that cup. He's not rejecting that cup. He's like, oh, okay. You know, I'm starting over, Magician. I'm going to make the best of what I got. Magician and Shaman are very similar. 7 of Cups. I've got all these blessings and choices. Okay. Let's wrap this up. Hanged Man. Okay, I'm going to take 3 more and just see what we got. I mean, in this, they're kind of telling me that this is all this drama is going on, right? The season's changing. There's this Lover's energy and the 2 of Cups energy, but I think it's a dream of that. This hasn't happened yet because we still have to have a tower and a breakup. But I think both of you are dreaming this. I just asked what is the High Priestess thinking in my mind, and I got strength. So she's trying to be strong. I think that she's just sitting back and watching and seeing what's going on because she doesn't want to influence this, because if she's a High Priestess, she's wise and she knows that the universe will unfold as it should, as it says in Desiderata. Okay, I'm going to take 3 more. I mean, I think the readings this week are going to be really interesting, so keep posted, because it just seems like the energy of the whole world, of the universe, of the different dimensions is kind of swirling. And a lot of stuff is crashing down for dreams to come true, because these dreams can't come true if you keep patching up the old shit, right? Nine of Wands, so he's been through a battle and he's picking up the pieces. Two more. He's going for it, a Knight of Swords. So there's a lot of energy of wanting to go forward. And then something pulls you back, right? And one more. Yeah, okay. And the Sun. So, I mean, the universe has good things planned for you. Are you going to take it? This is a time of confusion. For serious, I'm going to type out what it says in the Shaman card. But there you go. Have a great day.